We are going to hear from all of these coaches and GMs. We've got Mike Tomlin, Omar Khan on the Steelers quarterback situation. Wait until you hear what Jara has to say about targeting a running back in the draft. Boy, do they need one. We've been saying that for a couple years now. Welcome to NFL Live. I'm Hannah Storm. This, as you know, is Dan Orlovsky. That is Jason McCourty. This is Mike Tannenbaum.
The Mike T.
Yes, the Mike T.
The Mike T.
Which Dan has already thrown down the gauntlet and say they're going to have at it today. All right, the Steelers still need a quarterback. They have the 21st pick. As you know, here is Tomlin and Khan today.
We go to camp with 4 quarterbacks. Right now we have 2 on the roster, and all options are on the table. And how we acquire those last 2, I assure you we'll have 4 when we get to Latrobe. Excited about this week. There's a lot of good players that can help us. We have 6 picks. I don't know how realistic it is that we move up, but you never know. I think same put or moving back is probably a bigger option for us.
I've obviously known his father for a long time, my first time meeting him. I think the things that stood out were evident in his video. There's a toughness there that doesn't get talked about enough. There's a competitive spirit there that doesn't get talked about enough. I know he's very talented and has made a lot of plays for his university and his team, but the intangible qualities displayed on tape were impressive to me.
Tomlin talking about, of course, Shedeur Sanders. So the Steelers, one of just 2 teams in the NFL that has had a different Week 1 starting quarterback in each of the last 4 seasons, along with the Commanders. But, of course, much different situation. Obviously, they have Jayden Daniels now. So no matter who has started for Pittsburgh, they've actually come away with a winning record. Thank you, Mike Tomlin. But they can't seem to get over that hump and actually win in the playoffs. So there's going to be another different starter this year, and only 2 guys in the quarterback room right now. So that is Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. That is what we are looking at, fellas. Aaron Rodgers telling the Pat McAfee show last week, I'm open to anything. I'm attached to nothing. Retirement could still be a possibility. How do you think they should handle that QB room?
Yeah, well, Hannah, based on what happened with Pat McAfee, the bad news is Aaron Rodgers told us that he's basically done. The good news is it happened before the draft. Dano, you know that to withstand the rigors of 17 games as a starting NFL quarterback, you have to be all in. We go back 2 years ago when he was with the Jets. He was there the first day of the offseason program. And Hannah, what does Mike Tomlin say? We want volunteers, not hostages. So we know that Aaron Rodgers is out. And I really like what Mike Tomlin said, J-Mac, from a standpoint of the toughness of Shedeur Sanders is underrated. He's been sacked 94 times over the last 2 years. He's missed 1 game. And in 2023, there were 66 quarterbacks that started the game. This past season is 59. You can get a tough, smart, durable quarterback. I've been in that situation, go back to 2009, guys, where we had to go get one. We got one in Mark Sanchez. If I'm the Steelers, guys, I am not negotiating. I am paying the bill. I'm going to go get Shedeur Sanders, and I'm going to wish Aaron Rodgers all the best.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, do they even have enough to get up there? I don't know.
No-brainer quarterback in round 1?
No brainer.
For you, if you're Pittsburgh?
What do you think?
I mean, Dan, let me ask you a question. If you were running the Steelers and you paid DK Metcalf $30 million and a second-round pick, do you want Mason Rudolph getting the ball in?
No, I'm in complete agreement with you. Here's the pushback I have on, you're saying Shedeur at 21. If all the quarterbacks that we think are first-round potential quarterbacks or top 40 picks, you're talking Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, Tyler Shuck, if they all peak, if they all reach their highest, who's going to be the best?
Probably Milroe.
Exactly. So if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, like if Shedeur peaks, he's going to be a good player. But if you are the Steelers and Jalen Milroe's there, and maybe they have to trade back to 26, 27, 28, and that's the guy for your future, because the list of the things that Milroe doesn't do well is a lot shorter than the list of the things that he does do well. And I don't want to represent that he's this finished product, unbelievably accurate player, all that. But there's no way that you can sit there, watch the same tape I've watched, watch the same talent that I've watched and go, if we believe in the development of our organization, if you're the Steelers, and you believe in the people that are in charge of the development of the players, that guy doesn't have the chance to be a star.
The only issue with that, in the sense of, to your point, if Aaron Rodgers is done, if he's not going to be a quarterback in that locker room, and you bring in a guy like Jalen Milroe, can you allow him to sit and just let Mason Rudolph be the quarterback?
You absolutely can.
And for
you
how
would have
long?
to, right?
As long as needed. And if you feel like you get him in your building, and he's maybe a little bit more expedited than you thought,
See,
then there's the package, though.
That's the challenge for me, because I think it was you put out a tweet today, and you talked about the age of Cam Hayward, of TJ Watt, of Minkah Fitzpatrick.
36, 31, 29.
For all of those guys, if you're in that locker room and now you're going with a young quarterback and Mason Rudolph, and that young quarterback, you really don't know when he's going to be ready to play, because like you said, ceiling is through the roof. The floor is probably a lot lower than a guy like Shedeur Sanders. So to me, and I'm not saying I love Shedeur and he's the guy, but to me, that's the conversation where they may need a guy that's ready to play sooner rather than later.
Let Mike T get in here.
Hannah, when you draft a developmental quarterback, you need a firm plan in place. So Jalen Hurts going to the Eagles with Carson Wentz, or Lamar Jackson with Joe Flacco. Anthony Richardson, in my opinion, played too soon. When you're a developmental quarterback, which I totally agree with, take him in the second round. You got to win for today. And J-Mac, like you're saying, you have a veteran group. So to me, Jalen Milroe is an inconsistent timeline. When you go spend $30 million at the top of the market for a wide receiver, you're either going to blow it up and say we have a Hall of Fame coach and Jalen Milroe and everybody else goodbye. TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, goodbye. Or you're saying, you know what? We got a Hall of Fame coach. We have a good defense. We got a couple good offensive linemen. We got Pickens. We got Metcalf. And we're going to go get somebody we can win with today. Your idea is inconsistent.
No. Okay, so first of all, when you say get him in the second round, 33 through 40, picks 33 through 40 are going to be Cleveland, New York, the Raiders, and the Saints.
Quarterbacks
I just want to point out they go from pick 21 to 83.
Exactly.
Okay, so they don't have anything in between right now.
And Schefter mentioned yesterday, like, their desire to maybe move back in the first round, get that second round pick. So I don't think you can wait till the second round if you have the interest in him. And here's my pushback with everything. So Jalen Milroe is a quarterback, 2-year starter at Alabama, 2 different offenses. He really played with 1 NFL wide receiver, Ryan Williams, who was a true freshman. So we live in the world when we're evaluating these quarterbacks, and with all due respect, Mike T, you've done it significantly longer and better than me. But, like, when we select them, they have to be what we think they're going to be in that moment and play right now. And we've lost sight of development. And I go back to the list of the Baker Mayfields and the Dak Prescotts and the Geno Smiths and the Tua Tagovailoas and the Jared Goffs. Those guys were developmental players. Jalen Hurts, a developmental player. Lamar Jackson has developed. Lamar Jackson didn't play MVP football his rookie year. He's developed into that. And so there is a reality where the NFL still has to, while we've seen some young guys, Jayden and CJ, step in and play so well, we still have to live in a world where we are selecting you for 2 years from now, not right now.
But it almost becomes impossible because some of those names on that list, coaches end up getting fired when you draft a guy and you're saying we're drafting him from 2 years from now.
And that's why Pittsburgh's perfect for him, because that's not going to happen in Pittsburgh.
I like that.
You guys are describing the Green Bay Packers. That's what they did. They had Aaron Rodgers. They drafted Jordan Love. He developed, and now they're in the best situation possible. They got a great young quarterback who's in the prime of his career.
That just seems to be the exception in the league, the Green Bay Packers, or drafting Mahomes with Alex Smith there and waiting.
That kind of stability at quarterback, right?